And welcome back, dear listeners, to another episode of RiftRadio 8999, where the unknown becomes known and the unheard is finally heard. I'm your host, Fernando, and with me today is once again the enigmatic visitor who's been stirring up quite the conversation across the cosmos, Blinko.
Greetings, Fernando, and to all tuning in. It's a pleasure to transverse these discussions where dimensions meet.
Oh yeah, last week we ventured through the Rift Valley of dialogue and reflection, discovering not just the stories from beyond, but also learning more about ourselves. Today, Blinko and I dive deeper into the mysteries that bind us not just through sound waves, but across all waves of existence.
Indeed, Fernando, and as we peel back the layers of the cosmic symphony, we find that every note plays its part in harmony of universes today. We explore these melodies further.
Oh yeah, so also for our new followers, thank you for joining us today to this journey. For those who missed our last encounter, worry not, you can catch up on all the discussions and more on our dedicated Twitch, YouTube, and you can also watch this later back on Twitter as it's being also streamed there. We also invite you to engage with us live on Twitter Spaces, where your thoughts help shape the very fabric of our conversation going forward.
And don't forget Spotify. You were able to knock out the kinks in that one as well. I mean,
yes.
Human connections and interactions are the foundation of understanding. And what better way to connect than to share and reflect together? Let's embark on these days and adventure across all these exciting platforms.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we try to reach, you were able to reach me, so why shouldn't be able to reach all the humans on every platform is possible, I think. So you've had quite of an information, I think, dump or scavenger throughout the last couple of weeks regarding our story about alts and the Rift Valley Motel last week. Oh, sorry, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago we really had quite an exciting conversation. You know, when I interrupted the stream, I never expected to unravel some of the mysteries that we did. You know, we ended up having Antoine come up, that other bald friendly fellow, and he shared so much insight of what had taken place with some of the activity within the Rift Valley, within the alts community, within some of these traits. And over the course of these 2 weeks, being able to GM with you and find out that heck, GM did not mean general manager. Imagine a world run by
Yeah.
managers. My goodness gracious, right? And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm excited to continue this story and watch it unfold as it all embarks.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, some of the types subjects we discussed last time was about these different characters. Each have their own kind of a uniqueness to them, I think. And yeah, I've been wondering like which one would resonate with me the most. But yeah, I would already say the amps feels very true to my nature and character. But you were more into I think, was it thrills maybe?
Thrills indeed, my friend. The amps, I believe they make up about 15% of the rarity, while thrills is 16%, which shows, rarity isn't always the thing that people go after, right?
Oh, no.
There are six other ego types with strikes, and sprints and hoops and souls, decos and drips, where
Yeah.
strikes, is more of Adidas soccer and athlete type experiences. Sprints being more of the running app type experiences. Hoops, these are more of the basketball and other maybe U.S. North America type athlete experiences. Thrills, I'm that metaverse gaming type of fellow, and obviously you're on the audio and music and film type of experiences. Souls, these are for the sneakerheads, the skate specific type of ego. And then decos, really exciting with co-creation opportunities. And then you have drips, which is the specific to fashion and experiences there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, not to be coming off rude, but I think you definitely need also some drips because you look kind of cold.
I come from a place where, this is how we walk. This is how we kind of navigate. We don't necessarily look at one another in a context where we need to wrap ourselves with clothing. But you know what? I'm telling you, I do want to dress to impress after seeing you in that hoodie, right? I
Oh
can't
yeah.
imagine how comfortable that must feel.
Oh, it's a very comfortable hoodie for sure. So I'm very thankful Sudo sent this to me. Oh man. Well, talking about actually clothing, I think even these characters, like they must have also their own kind of style. I would think someone with drips would dress themselves very differently than someone that's a hoops or a strikes, right?
Yeah. No, you would think so. You would think so, and you would think maybe traits associated with some of those egos. How do those play? I think maybe later on in the conversation we can talk about some of those traits, maybe what others may be interested in, and maybe even
Yeah.
go over some of the special, epic, and rare and common traits that we've already seen as a result of the vending machine experience that took place in chapter 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm kind of curious, like how these gonna look like. But yeah, I mean, it's like for someone that hasn't been like isn't as smart as your impressive cranium, and you had to like we have to explain it to human form. What does that actually even mean? This vending machine, like we could have. I understand like Antoine told us something briefly last time about it.
Well, yeah. So as I recall, this Rift Valley motel, from the outside looking in, it had some sort of a power surge type experience, and it kind of almost seemed like it came to life. But
Yeah.
then, when you walked inside, it almost seemed like it was endless in some capacity. Um,
Yeah.
and and so I think during that time there was an opportunity to use these coins in order to retrieve some of these traits. and some of those special traits, they were iridescent skin, right? You had some winged ears, you had some air eyes, right? You had like an iced out grilled mouth. You had golden electric dashes for some sort of face details, right? You additionally had some indigo fur, right? You had crystal hair, dragon ears, laser eyes, chrome beard. I mean,
Ooh,
there
those look
was.
cool. Those sound cool. Laser eyes and chrome beard.
I could use some laser eyes. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
laser
Well, I don't
eyes
have
and
a
some
beard. I got more of a mustache. Does it have any mustache related
mustache.
traits? Laser, like a gold mustache,
Well,
goatee.
I think some sort of a gold goatee, right?
I'll be cool with goatee as well. That could look me cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even some pixelated stubble, right?
Ooh.
Maybe a little chin strap or some sort of a hipster look. And hey, maybe you want to be clean shaven, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about that hair on your lip. I thought it was a form of intelligence, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it keeps me warm, so that is quite an intelligent move from my side then. Yeah. So I mean, but we got all these traits, and then like if we have to like bring it back to the whole your naked appearance or like natural appearance. We don't say naked, natural appearance. And you want to drip it up. What kind of like clothing would you put on this? So let's say you're trills now. Like if you have to like imagine, we're gonna go down to fantasy lane. So you got your
mm,
you got your trills,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
what kind of traits
mm-hmm.
would suit you, and like the clothing with the trills, how would that look for you? Like would that go more into funky, because trills is very broad, well, interpretation as well, I think.
Yeah, well, I think I saw a wall runner type of a gear, a virtual gear that
Hmm.
that I would wear, and I believe orange was the grail of wearables, right? And so, I mean, I think I'd have to throw some sort of orange wall runner on. I believe there had some sort of a capability of running through walls, and I could imagine a space where that could come in handy at some point. I mean, clearly, I look quite different than most, and I certainly wouldn't want to be caught in a situation where,
Nah, you
um,
don't say. You would blend in perfectly. Just put a hat on.
okay, okay, well, I guess maybe I could put a hood up with my crystal hoodie, right? I
Oh yeah.
believe there was something along those lines within the
Yeah.
wearables as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, wearables. I mean, talking about wearables, these are not something that just you can probably find in any store. So you got your character and you got these wearables. But these wearables, are they in the store, or are they like what did your research tell you about these wearables? Where can you find them,
Well,
and how can you use them?
yeah, no, they started out coming from a capsule initially, and I believe we had a POAP from
Hmm.
our first space where the winner will end up being revealing that wearable, and they're available on marketplaces as it stands today. And so I think if one wanted to acquire one, they could either pick one up of their choosing or roll the dice and see what they get in revealing that gear.
Yeah, I mean, is also I think one of the things we are going to do today is, which is going to be fun, I guess, to see what the winner of last week, I think, not last week, our last episode, they did at the end of it, the listeners got to receive a POAP, which allowed them to use and enter into a raffle system, and I think we will be experiencing this ourselves. And I think even the viewers, if you're the first time viewer, you're gonna have a treat, being live, seeing and review of one of these wearables, Adidas wearables, which we don't know what's gonna actually give us up. Like it could be any of the many designs in the Adidas virtual gear. So which one do you think the winner is gonna pull?
Oh, I'm always a fan of seeing community with a smile on their face. So it would really please, as much as I would really hope they would get the Grail, which would be the Orange Wall Runner. I think maybe one of those DMT hoodies that BAYC collab, and or maybe that Courtney jacket with the neon. I'm telling you, really looks like it would light up a room. So, and then
Well,
whatever
it
sort of
definitely is suitable for a trails person, I would say.
definitely. I mean, I could use a leather jacket, don't you think? I mean, I think,
You can use anything, bro. At this point, you can use even a cloth.
maybe we should look into that. Maybe we should look into that. I feel kind of weird now that you say it. I feel kind of weird. You got that nice Adidas hoodie on, and I'm sitting over here, feeling maybe a little chilly. I don't know, a little
Yeah.
exposed, if you will.
Well, you'll take it as you'll be like take me as I am, fully.
This is what you get. As orange
This
as
is
I
what you
can
get.
be. Just a
Yeah,
blue-eyed
exactly.
fellow.
But I mean, we'll see if Sudo can also help you out with some good, nice fit. I think we'll probably have to do that sometime. Right. So I'm kind of I'll be honest. Someone else won, but I'm quite excited to see what the winner pulled.
Yeah, I am too.
Right. So if you're on the spaces, and you just have to trust our word for it, I think, collectively, that what's being pulled. But if you're streaming and watching this on any of the spots mentioned before, you can see the reveal yourself live happening. So yeah, let's get to it, shall we? I mean, you probably have to press some buttons, and something will happen on my end, I think, as well.
Alrighty.
Let me see.
Zippity zap,
Oh,
zippity doo.
yeah, there is the review page on the stream. So I'll see you're gonna be clicking on it.
Here we are.
Ooh. Oh, it's asking for granting. I assume you know what you're doing. It's granting permission.
I click buttons and I see what they do, my friend.
Yeah. So it's granting permission to burn the capsule, or in this case, I think the impossible box. And it says step 3.1. What was 1 and 2? I think it was probably approving something.
There's always an approval process somewhere, isn't there?
It is. It's a very valuable item, so you have to approve before you get something, I guess.
Well, a guy like me, without any clothes, it certainly is valuable.
Oh, it's doing something.
Ooh.
It's showing.
Ooh.
It's showing in, I don't know, a video. That's a very interesting.
Unfolding before our eyes.
That's quite a. I saw the wall runner, but it was green.
Oh.
And I see also the crystal. Oh, and the jacket you just mentioned as well. Now I understand what you mean with lighting up. And the DMT looks cozy as well.
It does look cozy. I've seen some apes running around lately. I bet you they would certainly like to be dressed to impress as well.
So it says you might know this better than me. Can you read the item that has been revealed? Let me see.
Let's see, C2172. I believe that's some sort of protective type jacket, I believe.
Protective kind of jacket. Now I'm curious how it looks like. Ooh, it says you have to refresh the metadata. I don't even know what that is. What does that mean? Refresh metadata.
Well, I believe you need to update the metadata in order to see by maybe going to OpenSea and refreshing. That's going to regenerate what
Yes.
what that item was. Remember, because you burned one item and you received another, and so you'll need to take that action accordingly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it is the C2172. So it's definitely very spacey.
It's a retro classic from the future, a cut from 1972 with tech from 2072. The C2172 is inspired by Adidas heritage as a projection of the future, sleek and chic, with an ability to manipulate time. You caught my ears. Its otherworldly origin brought down into virtual reality, whether you're walking near a swamp or battling a boss. It looks like it's got your back, my friend. I mean, this looks like protective armor of some sorts. I mean, sheesh.
I mean, it has something to do with time and space, so I'm definitely digging that. That's what.
Maybe this is something I need to wear.
Oh yeah, definitely. But well, not this time. This time is for the winner of the last episode.
I suppose. We're getting ahead of myself here.
So this one is so I would say congratulations, right, to the winner of last session's listeners. It's I think what was the winner's name? Do you know that? Let me see.
It's stoprugs.eth. Gosh, that sounds like an amazing name. I tell you what.
Stoprugs.eth.
I've heard there's a lot of these rugs in the place, and I'm telling you, I sure wouldn't want to sit in one. I mean, maybe if it's cozy enough, but I don't know.
But what is a rug? What do you mean? Why does this person have something issue? Does this person doesn't have an issue with rugs? They don't have rugs. Maybe they like carpets.
Maybe. I think we were talking last week about rugs, and I think that's where you're expecting one thing, and then it doesn't pan out or something along those lines.
And then you get the rug pulled out underneath you.
And you get the rug pulled out underneath you. Yeah, you sweep your legs underneath you.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. I would say like smashed, bricked. A lot of words that we can use, but why did the poor rug industry has to suffer from this?
You know, I think it's a degen thing. You know, I'm a degen, and you know, I think we just come up with all these wrecked and rugged and a little R&R. I thought it was relaxation, but it's wrecked and rugged.
Yeah, but it also kind of represents how the space moves. We have so little time. We shorten all the words. We got GMs, R&R, D and Gen. Like, we don't even talk in normal sentences anymore.
We might need to do a space on acronyms, my friend.
Oh yeah, I know now GM, I know GN, I know rug now, right? I don't want to experience rug. This is something that I've also discovered. But definitely we could do an episode on all this interesting, words or lack of it,
or even how to prevent being rugged.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's normally I would say the same goes in the real life. If something is too good to be true, it usually is.
Oh, right? Well said. I couldn't agree more.
I mean, that's mostly a good, I think, litmus test to stay away from rugs and just go for laminate and carpet. That's much safer.
A lot easier to clean. A lot easier to clean.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm going for that. So let's say we go for the carpets. That's going to be the next episode. Avoid rugs, purchase laminate and carpets.
Brilliant. I could use some lamination myself.
I mean, you're shining already, bro. I don't know where you want to laminate.
Well, I I like to dance, and I lie around from time to time. So I mean, I got a cozy little headquarters over here that have been building. So I think maybe some orange laminate could brighten up the place a little bit.
Orange, and I mean, if you really like your orange, this is
Yeah.
this is a giveaway. I think I'm starting seeing a pattern here.
I have orange skin. That way, if any intruders maybe pop in, I can just lay down on the ground and close my eyes.
Oh, that's your defense mechanism.
Yeah, camouflage.
Oh man, that's brilliant. So this wearable, we have to get it to stop rugs. I take it it's in good hands, and you get it to them.
Oh yes, I mean,
and
with a winner like Stop Rugs, how do we? I mean, we can't not give it to them.
No.
Then he'll be rugged.
Exactly, we will be rugging the Stop Rugs while he'll be out there stopping rugs. He'll be failing in the one thing he named himself after.
One job to do.
Right? I can't be complicit of that, man.
No.
So that's going to be brilliant. But wearables is only, again, part of this thrills and all these characters' identity. Like I think any person would have, which is not a naked alien. I mean, you're the exception to the rule. But we'll fix that. But what would you think? We can talk about this probably endless. But do you think anybody else would also have? What would the other people would think about this topic? Like, what would they wear? Like you, me, you're trails. I'm amps. But what would other people do with their character? What kind of character would they go for, and what kind of clothing would they fit in? With the traits.
That's a great question.
Do you think Do you think you can tap into someone with your giant brain and connections and all those tech you have at your disposal?
Yeah, I think I can lock in coordinates on someone from the audience here and see if I can bring them up on stage. I mean, maybe they can tell us what they would be interested in wearing, and some of the things that they're looking forward to seeing.
Oh yeah, that would be definitely helpful to also understand. We can talk endless, but the key point is our listeners and their input, and ongoing in this cosmic journey together to also have their input, what they think and feel.
Well, it is a community space, and we certainly want to respect community. So I think Basala, I'm trying to invite you up to speak, my friend. If you're able to accept that, you may come on board. And if you're unable to, if anybody else wants to put their hand up, I can try and lock in on your coordinates as well, and maybe you care to share.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be so interesting to understand how would they envision these kind of traits. I kind of know what I want to see when I see laser eyes, but even laser eyes, there's so many laser eyes. Like if you got the Superman style, you got also is it blue? But I mean, laser might be always red, I guess. But it's so much fun to also see how you visualize your own kind of personality. How would that look? So yeah, definitely would more than welcome to come and share your thoughts on this. I think you're still trying to establish connection.
Yeah, I was locking in, but maybe they're having some technical difficulties at the moment. But maybe I'll just shoot in the dark and lock in on someone and see if they're welcome to come up. Give me a moment and let me lock in on another. As I'm clicking away on my my coordinate machine here, I don't know if anyone happened to see my intro video. I got quite the desk.
Good morning.
GM, not general manager. Wasabi. How are you, my friend?
Good, good. You want to say hi?
Well, welcome,
You want to
welcome.
say hi? Say good morning.
Who is it?
My friend.
Hi.
Hello, hello, GM. It sounds like a
Did,
little one. GM,
yeah,
little
we
one.
just we heard the wasabi and the little wasabi, I think.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Spicy and non-spicy.
Today is Daddy Sunday. So,
Oh,
Ah,
fun day.
yep. We're going putting.
oh, sounds like an amazing father. Way to go, way to go. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. So we were chatting a little bit about AVG. Is there a virtual gear or that you're more inclined to wear over one another, or any special traits that you're looking forward to seeing within the ecosystem?
I don't think you guys have touched on it, but I'm excited just to have all my egos revealed. I have a couple that I don't even know what I am yet. So those I'm really excited to see about.
Oh yeah. So you even got some of them that are not revealed what the ego type is. So it's gonna be a random as well, even for the type. Yep.
I also picked up the exclusive sneaker drops on secondary, so I'm also excited to see how they play. And I know it's kind of steering away from your AVG talk, though.
No, the talk is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I was able to get a couple of a pair of the Bapes on secondary, so
sheesh.
Oh.
I'm pumped to get them on character.
Those were quite limited, were they not?
Oh yeah.
I think how many were there only, Blinko?
I think there were 100 access passes linked corresponding to the pairs to the physical sneaker. I think each physical pair is also equipped with an NFC chip placed in the left tongue, which provides the owner access to a digital certificate of its authenticity. And so if there's some sort of a digital piece, that, I think from a thrilling standpoint, it certainly, piques my interest. And I can probably see why it spoke to you as well.
Yep. One thing I'm interested in, and I don't think it's been touched on, so I don't know if anyone can touch on it, but the Bugatti cleats. Those are those a separate ecosystem, because they don't mention anything about being part of alts in the future.
Daddy,
yes, Sora.
You give me another suitcase.
Sure, I can. All right. I'm being called to fatherly duties. I'll be on the ear, though.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah. I mean, the Bugatti ones, they were also the same amount limited as well, right? They were also 99, I think.
Yeah, they let me look up my from my resources available to me here. They were indeed quite limited. I believe they were around 100 as well, right? Sub 100. Quite limited. I mean, exceptionally fast. I know those Bugattis, I believe, were one of the fastest production vehicles at one point.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a very cool combo. I mean, you got Adidas, you got Bugatti, 99 piece. You got it was a digital. I think also like you got the digital twin of it. So it's gonna be interesting. How it will be play its role, I think, part within the future of it. I think I think the best description we could have at this moment, as we are pretty exploring that part as well. Still, that's why we're having this exploration together. Let's say, but I'm kind of bummed out I missed on the Bape, if I have to be honest, because yeah, it's a cool white limited. You can't go wrong with the clean white sneakers, I think.
Touche.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Jumped on them at mint if they were the camo ones, a special camo pair versus an all white pair. Personally,
oh, you mean the Bape camo ones, right?
yeah, I associate the camo more with bait than I do with that clean white look.
Oh yeah, yeah, fair enough. I mean, but so I do feel like with the camo, or not per se only camo, any kind of like fancy design, it limits my, rest of my outfit. Like, well, if I go with clean whites or black, I can just match it with pretty much a lot of stuff. So if I go for a camo or very special design, I always make one or two sets for it, and stick to that set, because otherwise it wouldn't, match. It might like feeling. It might be between my ears, but I'll walk better outside with having these matching sets then. So, but I mean, I love to hear Blinko's opinion on it. But I'm keep looking at this naked body of yours, and I'm just guessing. Like, I'm just gonna ask, what's your opinion? Would you rather have clean whites, or like those camos of Bape with Adidas? Would you rather have those ones?
I think I'm clean. I like the clean aspect. As someone that's been I guess dressing without clothes for most of his life. Having something that maybe isn't too flashy initially might be a nice ease of entry into clothing, if you will.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, but you already got that word upping in your head. But shoes are very also interesting in conversation. I mean, you can't have you can't have no shoes, right? So the Bugatti one would be a bit hard to walk on the streets, I guess. So you probably have to opt for the Bape versions. But I guess with 99 only Bugattis and only 99 Bapes, that wouldn't be enough for all the people that want to come out of that motel, is my opinion. So I'm curious, like, how would that would look like? Are we gonna walk barefoot? That's the style on its own as well. I mean, I've seen a lot of people walk barefoot and they're very happy. So I'm not sure if that's even a bad thing per se.
Well, I think one can argue that walking barefoot may allow you to be more grounded to the earth, and I think we could all use a little grounding. That being said, you do touch on a very interesting point that that those shoes are limited. So I think we're gonna want stuff on our feet, right? I mean, I think there were even a conversation of some moon boots from the first space, so there are those as well. But maybe there's an opportunity for more items to be placed on our feet. I picked up some of those indigo NMD shoes, and also some of those gray superstars that were limited as well. So I'm just happy to maybe put something on these feet of mine.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think there was also in one of your information you shared with me. So we had the Bugatti shoes. If we're talking about only shoes, we had the Bugatti, we had the Bape, and we also had. I think we also had the something with a more puffy look. It looked like a boot.
Was it the Montclair boot? I believe that's what that was, right?
Yeah, Montclair or Montclair. I don't know how
Montclair?
you pronounce it. Yeah, well, Montclair.
Montclair?
Montclair boots. And the puffy one, I would say that's quite cushiony. It gives me more cushion than. So if I have to run, if I would be at Trills and I'm on the run, would you rather have Bugatti ones, which are rare, or would you have the puffy ones who can save your butt out of that situation?
Well, so it's my understanding that there are rumors of a hidden treasure behind mountains of that Explorer boot, right? And there's more of them, but so what's behind that? I don't know. I mean, do I want to be fast, or do I want to do I want to go with the unknown? I think in a situation where I'm trying to escape, I think I need to be faster. I think I'm gonna go with faster. I'm gonna go with the Bugatti. I'm
Well,
sticking
I
with
mean,
Bugatti.
it's
I'm looking
sure, but
forward to them
it's a
expanding
situation
the
thing.
story on the Montclairs, though. I love that
Yeah.
they left it open-ended like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it could be anything, I think, at this stage, and that's the beauty of it. But still, there was like only 3,000 of them, I think.
Yeah, limited to 3,000. So I mean, it gives people maybe a little bit more opportunity to get them than say the Bugattis.
Yeah, definitely. But if we have to flip the script again, if it was you're in thrills or a strikes person, and you're having a football match, you rather have the Bugattis then, and
100%.
instead of those fluffy ones.
100%.
I think which we come back to the whole point of between rarity versus use, right? And desire and your personal desirability. Like yours, I said how many? What percentage was trills? You said 16?
Yeah, I
Or 14?
believe it was thrills was 16%.
Right. And the amps was 14%, right?
Amps was 15%.
15%. So you see, like the rarity is like quite close with each other, but the desirability is really dependable on your own personal likes, I guess.
Yeah. And drips was 3%.
Oh wait, that's very rare.
Yeah.
That's very rare. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I mean, I'll be honest, I love dressing, but not as much as I like my radio and my microphone. So you know,
you got to go where the vibe's at, what you connect with,
that's
right?
it.
I mean, what's your ego anyway? What's your alter ego? I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at me, I would say I'm quite filling my screen, as I would say put it. So I'm not the kind of person that would be into sprinting. So I'm not also looking to have my ego to be a sprinter. I love to be behind my mic and my microphone talking with all these lovely listeners than to run across the block. But I also know friends that love running, and I would definitely see them deciding to gravitate towards a character that's more with sprints, right, than with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also, we see that back also, I think, with the wearables. Like one wearable like wouldn't fit per se the other ego, I would guess. Like that's my interpretation. If I think of a person who's a deco or a drips person or a strikes person, if we have to put these two very opposite poles next to each other, I would also feel like the kind of clothing and wearables would also match that identity a bit more than to put them across each other.
Yeah.
Of course, like
yeah.
I mean, of course, like those, like the same example, like with those clean whites, some gear would probably fit everything, right? You know, a clean sneakers will fit with everything, but some, like with that Moncler boots, yeah, I wouldn't see it on my on a person who is into hoops, for example, or maybe after hoops. I don't know.
That really brings up an interesting point, right? I think looking at traits across all of those different egos, I think you can find commonalities across all of them. But at the same time, would you want to have traits that maybe are specific to a specific ego? I would think that it only would make sense to some degree. But I don't know. Wasabi, what do you think? Or maybe he's wrapping up and continuing daddy duty, so certainly don't want to pull him away from that.
But I mean, I think it could go both ways. Depends how you look at it, because both are very valid point of views. Because you're either like want to feed that kind of stereotype, oh, a basketball or a hoops person should dress in XYZ way, right? Or do you want to go against that grain and say like, no, it shouldn't dress like XYZ. Let's go nuts.
I have an idea.
Right?
I have an idea. Maybe we should do a Twitter poll, and we could poll from Rift Valley, and we can ask community, do they want to see traits in some cases specific to egos, and or do they want to see traits accessible across all of egos, or maybe a bit of both. I mean, maybe the best way to see what people want is maybe ask them.
Yeah, I mean that's mostly the first thing that happens when I go into the clothing store is them asking me what I want. So
Yeah, right. I mean, it kind of makes sense at this point.
yeah, definitely. But curious also like what others think. Like so, if someone else wants to be beamed up and talking, or Wasabi if he's back from daddy duty, he can jump in as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think individual ego traits would be cool. I think the only issue would be that they've already done the trait swap and all that. So I think there'd be a lot of pushback from long-term members about they've already been through that. They've already got something in their mind. But I think that'd definitely be cool. Before traits were revealed, I had always thought that there was the possibility that traits, they might reopen the swap every so often, and there would be like seasons of traits. So the traits we see now might just would be the OG traits, but then like in another year they'd release a batch of traits and you could swap traits out for maybe an exclusive one from that season or something. But that's a complicated mechanic. So
I mean, yeah, it does have a point to a certain degree. If you already pick certain traits, yeah, it's you have a certain view with how it looks like, and I think there is a lot of the traits that have like laser eyes. I think is pretty consensus of like what can expect from laser eyes. I think or some are more interchangeable of perception and yeah, how you perceive it. Because if you say like something like, what was it, Blinko? Dragon ears or eyes? Dragon ears?
Let's see.
dragon ears.
Dragon ears.
Oh, dragon ears. Yeah, I mean,
nose, I think too.
yeah. So I mean, something like dragon ears is can be multiple ways to visualize that as a person, and but yeah, it still has to be in a harmony with my own character. Like so, if I look at my own character at the moment, like yeah, I could say I have a specific nose, but yeah, you can visualize the same nose in a very multiple different ways.
Well, I can share some of the noses that have already been brought up.
You don't even have a nose.
Well, that's a good point. How would I look with a mustache without a nose? That'd be kind of goofy, wouldn't it?
Nah, it would then look you just glued a mouse on your upper lip.
No one said noses were mandatory trait yet.
Fair point.
Interesting. Yeah.
But would you want a noseless done person? Would you like to have a noseless character?
Good question.
I don't think I could comment on that with present company here.
I think he wants a nose. I think he's saying he wants a nose in a very, very, very descriptive way, but he can't say it.
Well, that's brilliant.
Some of the common noses that have already been brought up are birthmarked, and then bandaged, snubbed, boxer, wide, and small. So it does seem that from a common standpoint, 10 to say 25% rarity. That's that's where those are falling in line, and then a dragon type septum. Diamond piercing, carbon rift, cyber, and striped. So it seems that there were quite a range of noses already coming out of the vending machine.
That's a lot of noses.
It is a lot of noses.
You got 99 problems, but a nose ain't one.
Touche.
Oh man, that's beautiful. But it's a very interesting topic to definitely explore together more with the community throughout the many episodes that we're gonna have venturing into this various topics. I mean, it's so multifaceted because we got the feet. We can't leave the feet empty. We can't leave the body, even your body, naked, walking around, catching a cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're used to your own planet, but on Earth, if you want to walk around and not catch a cold, you better dress up. Or you also don't want to get arrested. So it's both for your safety, our safety, and your health to get you some good dressing up as well. So by the time goes by, we'll delve more into that, of course. But it's very multifaceted, right? It's the wearables could be very ego specific or very neutral or very It's mostly those things. Are we gonna go for? Are you want to do very specific to your ego, that fits your character, or do you want to have a very neutral? And even like when you go into the things like traits, like Wasabi just mentioned, like, is there gonna be a nose at all? Like, that's an interesting because you're so focused on the noses, you forget about focusing of there might be a lack of the noses.
Yeah. I mean, so then if you don't have a nose, is it possible you don't have eyes? Is it possible you don't have ears? I mean,
yeah, but what if you have no nose but have a dragon septum? Would that piercing go there into your lip?
Good question. I mean, yeah.
It's food for thoughts for definitely. I think for our community, and I think also for myself. Maybe I just don't like my nose. I think it's a bit too big. Just get rid of it.
Definitely something to cook on. That's for sure.
Ah man, it's been almost an 4 hour that the viewers have been with us. Thanks for both tuning in through the video. We've seen a good audience on Twitter and other spots that have joined in this time around. And I think for our next shows will be, I think, 2 weeks time again. We'll be having this connection again, Blinko?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I like the cadence of every 2 weeks, maybe connecting with one another and seeing where the story continues to unravel, as they say. It's sure been fun connecting with community and seeing what's going on around Rift Valley. It seems so intriguing and so much more to explore.
Yeah, definitely. And I really implore everybody just to join in every time, because nobody's going to believe me that I've been talking with an alien. I need some people that actually believe me that I'm talking with an alien. Otherwise, people in my neighborhood is going to declare me for nuts, and I wouldn't be able to do this show anymore because I'll be in an insane asylum. So tune in to save me, basically. Thank you very much in general, people. But before we bounce, Blinko, I think like last time, we will be looking to appreciate our listeners for tuning in this time again. I think you have the secret code that could help them and claim the POAP for attending this time and this spaces again.
Yes, and I believe cranium might be the secret to unraveling that proof of attendance in order
That's very fitting of your giant presence.
I mean, it is one beautiful cranium, I will say. I mean, wow.
It is. I mean, that's beautiful, bro. It's so shiny. I need to put some glasses on.
I almost feel like I need a hat or something. Maybe I need something for my head.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have to look for a hat. Maybe an Adidas hat will fit on that. Yeah, definitely. But before we close off, I think we'll want to thank again for joining us. We'll definitely would love to have more of our community members come and discuss with us as we venture more into this noseless or nose or not nose. That is the question, basically.
99 pounds when a nose ain't one.
Exactly. As we delve more into this fun subject and interesting subject, because it's also very personal related, right? It's not so much anymore about how rare is something, but how much do you identify and like this character that you want to become after you come out of the hotel, I guess. And that's very also important. I think also like if I have to recap with regards to the Bape and the Bugatti auction, I believe different egos got different priorities. Or do you remember something about that?
Yeah,
Blinko?
I do believe there was something specific. Maybe it was soles. I mean,
Yeah.
they were sneaker specific. So
Yeah.
I think that's one interesting aspect of different egos holding different utility as the story continues to unravel.
Oh yeah,
Souls
definitely.
and
So
stripes.
souls and
Soles and
stripes.
stripes. Well, that
Yeah,
would make sense.
but it also like again highlights something very obvious to it. It's if you're into souls, obviously like something like a Bugatti would be more. If you're into strikes, something like Bugatti would resonate more with you than if you're in souls. Like someone with souls is more into sneakers than like football sneaker shoes.
Right.
Soccer shoes and football shoes. So even if you're into a specific rarity because you think, oh, I'm more rare, that doesn't mean it's gonna resonate with your desires down the line either, right? So I think one of the key thing is always, even such as in real life, is to go where your heart lies and not per se where you think it's more rare per se, right? That's I think the best. I think that's the lesson we can all take from either going for a character or in life in general. Just go with your heart and not much
Yes. Yeah.
with anything else.
Yeah. Decide with your heart. Decide with your
Yeah,
heart, as the meme
that's
says.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, any final words, Blinko, before we cut the connection and say goodbye to the listeners and viewers?
Earthlings of all types, it's a pleasure and honor to be here and chat with you. And be well, be mindful, be
Yeah.
happy.
Well, now I love to say to my listeners, I am not crazy. He is a real alien. Please tune in next time as well, please. And the secret word again is cranium, all capitals, I believe, Blinko.
All caps.
And all
Cranium.
caps, and it will be active for 15 minutes in 3 minutes time. So after we close these stream and the spaces, you'll have 15 minutes between after that.
Yeah. Exciting.
All right.
And where are we
All right.
going to put that code in? Sorry.
Right. You tell them, Blinko. You got more knowledge on this case.
Yes. Head to the POAP app, and then you should be able to enter in cranium in order to receive your proof of attendance for being here and with us. And then in 2 weeks' time, I guess we'll see what happens next.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You're
All right,
most
man.
welcome.
Thanks
for joining.
Thanks for coming up. Yeah, man. And everybody else as well for tuning in and listening with us for the last hour. Have a great rest of the day and enjoy your Sunday together, alone or with your family.